Hello, y'all. It is Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, looking at the NFL Draft 2021, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, their most important draft probably in a while, because this is the one that really determines if they're going to be with the 49ers in the short and long-term future. Assuming that they do pick a quarterback with the number 3 overall pick, they have to get this pick right. They don't want a Mitch Trubisky situation where they draft the wrong quarterback instead of drafting guys like Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson before everything that's going on with him. They need to draft the right quarterback for their situation, and I believe they will make the right decision, but if they don't, they'll be fired in the next year or two, and I would not be surprised if they do get fired because they picked the wrong quarterback. He doesn't turn out well for them in the future. But anyways, don't want to get too pessimistic, but want to do an evaluation on John Lynch's career so far in San Francisco as the general manager. I do this usually during this time of the year, looking at his past drafts and also the most recent draft, the 2020 draft, seeing where he's doing, how he's doing as a general manager, giving my overall review, and also just talking about this upcoming draft, a little quick preview, and then I'll be talking all about drafts hopefully for the next week or two before the next Thursday for 2021. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Nothing too crazy for me. Hopefully this is a more positive video than yesterday. Yesterday was not a fun video to make, but you gotta make this video because this pertains to the YouTube community. Looking at everything that's going on with the chat logs, it looks pretty terrible, I would say, for the man that is probably not going to be with us anymore in the YouTube communities. That's all I can pretty much say. Don't want to mention him as much anymore. Just want to get this video started talking about the 49ers. That's what this video is about, and we're going to get to it right now. But before I do, as always, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification, you know, notified of future videos. Share the channel, share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. I'm getting this started. John Lynch, his career so far in San Francisco as the general manager. Looking forward to 2021. Most important draft for him in a long time. Looking at his career in San Francisco as a general manager, he's had a lot of draft hits and a lot of draft misses, but let's talk about the positives. There's been a lot of draft hits for him, I believe, for the past couple of years. You have a lot of draft deals with George Kittle, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. The name keeps going on and on and on. Even Richie James, the 7th round draft pick, he has been a big success for the 49ers when he's been able to get some playing time, but he's also had a lot of draft misses. You look at his 2017 draft, in hindsight, it's pretty bad. Solomon Thomas, he's not with us anymore. He was not a great player for us. It just didn't work out. Reuben Foster, he didn't work out as well, not because he was untalented, just because he got into a lot of trouble. 49ers, they're trying to stay away from the people that are troublemakers, and I think Lynch learned his lesson from that situation. Some other draft woozies, Dante Pettis, he was a draft bust, essentially. That it was pretty disappointing right there. Mike McGlinchey, is he getting there? Hopefully not. I mean, he's shown some flashes of promises, but he needs to show more in 2020, and I hope with the addition of Alex Mack, that's going to get his confidence even more for this year, but he's more of an incomplete grade, but I'm hoping it's going to be more of a positive reception. You look at 2020, it was a really big draft success in my opinion. You look at the guys that they drafted. Javon Kinlaw, I thought he was playing really well last year, considering that he got injured. Brandon Ayuk, same situation, got injured, but when he was on the field, he was a top rookie for wide receivers. They're doing a great job so far, and hopefully they can keep it up for the 2021 campaign. The really big thing for the 49ers is they got to stop the injuries, because I know they can win a lot more games than just 6 with the 17 game schedule coming up. They can win more than 6, so if they can keep the injuries a little bit on the low side, they can win a lot of games in my opinion. They have to do that. They have to stay as healthy as they can, get that conditioning program even better than past years, because it's been pretty terrible from the looks of it. Lynch overall, if I had to give a grade for his whole draft tenure, I had to give it a B, because although he's had a lot of hits, he has had some misses a lot of the times, but sometimes it's not his fault. The CJ Beathard pick at the 3rd round, I thought that was Kyle Shanahan's pick. I mean, that was not a Lynch pick at all, because Kyle, he thought he was going to be the guy for San Francisco, but he ended up not becoming the guy. He's currently in Jacksonville right now, probably going to be backing up Trevor Lawrence. That should be interesting there. For the most part, Lynch, I thought he's done really well with a lot of the low draft picks, middle to late round picks. He's been able to find some gems, some steals, but he needs to do a little bit better in the early round picks. Hopefully he gets more hits than misses in this year in particular. I think we have about 7 or 8 draft picks from what I recall. That's a lot of draft ammunition to see who you need to plug in order to have some success for 2021. Quarterback, that's definitely a need. Also, defensive back, a little bit more depth on wide receiver, offensive line, we could definitely use, but the quarterback number 3 overall pick, this is the one everybody, including myself, have been talking about for a long time. They have to get this one right, whether it's going to be a Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or even Mac Jones. Not the biggest fan. If they think that he's going to be the guy, then you draft him, and we'll see that where that takes us to. So whoever they pick with the number 3 overall pick, I can't fault them at all because they know way more football than us. They might be able to prove everybody wrong. You look at the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, they traded a lot of picks just to get up to number 10 and draft him. And a lot of people were like, why are they drafting this guy in the first place? And he's turned out to be a very good quarterback. Who did they pick number 3 overall? You can't be disappointed on who they pick. They have a plan, hopefully, and he'll turn out well for the next couple of years. But if they mess up, then that's the end of their careers in San Francisco. I'm hoping for the former, not the latter. I'm hoping that they get this one right. I believe they will get this right with the success, for the most part, they've had in the draft, developing players. They will get this one right. I hope they pick the right quarterback, whoever it is, whoever they believe they targeted to be the guy to replace Jimmy Garoppolo as the starting quarterback, probably by 2022, maybe even earlier if Jimmy does not have success in 2021. That's pretty much it, you guys. Just looking back his tenure so far in San Francisco, mostly positive, a little bit of negatives, a lot more hits than misses in my opinion. This one, you had to get this one right in particular because it's the quarterback, most important position of all of football. I know media people always like to hype that up, but that's pretty much true. You don't have a quarterback, you're not going to win. You see the 49ers without Jimmy Garoppolo, they have not been winners at all. They've been a bunch of losers. CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins, they've been terrible for us. The record speaks for itself, but then when you have a competent quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo who just can't stay healthy, but when you have a competent quarterback, then you have a lot of winning and a Super Bowl appearance at least. That's what the 49ers are looking forward to in the future. They got to get this one right, and I believe they will. Please let me know what you guys think about this whole draft process. Do you think John Lynch will make the right decisions for this upcoming draft? Please let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up hopefully tomorrow on a Wednesday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.